Did you know that dimensionality reduction technique can also be used for data analysis? In this video, you will discover the top 5 data analysis such as 2D visualization, finding exceptional or outlier values, finding correlation, finding non-correlation, and clustering analysis. I will also reveal a data analysis secret which is not known to many. The demo is available on my platform experiencedatascience.com, and you can also try it out with your own data. So let's get started. Let me first start by going to my demo platform experiencedatascience.com, and let me select the experience dimensionality reduction. We'll be working with a data set on video game sales. Now, if you want to upload your own data, you can also do so with the add button. I'll first copy the video games data and make it ready to use. Alright, the data set is now copied and we are ready to play. Now here you see multiple tabs, and let me first have a look at the data. I will select few records to display, and I will select all the columns, and let me execute this analysis, and in a while I see some sample data. The data has got the name of the game, the platform, the genre of the game, the publisher, as well as sales from North America, Europe, Japan, others, and global sales. You can observe that there are 9 columns, or in data science language, there are 9 dimensions. It's a lot for humans to visualize 9 dimensions. So we will use the dimensionality reduction technique called the PCA, or the principal component analysis, to reduce 9 dimensions to just 2 dimensions so that we can visualize all the data. Now let me go ahead and select all the columns, and we will reduce the data to 2 dimensions. So I'm going to enter 2 over here. Now during the dimensionality reduction process, the algorithm also captures the factors which impact the dimensionality reduction, and we will use this information later. For the moment, let us enter 10, which will give us the top 10 factors which help us in reducing the dimensions. Now I will make some other settings, and let us now execute. Alright, so I have now my all data is reduced to just 2 dimensions and is nicely shown on this 2D scatter plot, and it is in dark mode, which is looking awesome. Now this 2D scatter plot in fact is a complete representation of the 9-dimensional data, and which is pretty fascinating. You can already use this to make some analysis. For example, you can see a cluster of points over here, and you can also see few points which are far away. Now these represent outlier or exceptional values. Now similarly, you have some points at the top which also represent exceptional or outlier values. Now let me turn on the labels to see what these games are. Alright, so these games are FIFA 17, Tom Clancy The Division, Uncharted 4, and here you have the Dragon Quest Monster Joker 3, which are exceptional or outlier games. Now the question is, why are these games outliers? And the answer lies in the feature importance analysis. We obtain 2 feature importance, one for the dimension 0, which is the x-axis, and one for the dimension 1, which is the y-axis. The important feature which determines the placement of games on the right hand side of x-axis are global sales, and on the left hand side of x-axis is the genre action. Similarly, the important feature which determines the placement of games on the top top of the y-axis are Japan sales, and on the bottom of the y-axis is the platform Xbox One. So you can interpret the 2D plot as shown on the screen. All the games which are high on the x-axis are games with high global sales. And all the games which are high on the y-axis are games with high Japan sales. All the games which are low on x and y-axis are those which are having the genre action and are on platform Xbox One. So we can conclude that the outlier or exceptional games are because they have very high global sales compared to others, as well as those which have very high Japan sales compared to others. Now let us move on to the next analysis, which is the correlation analysis. And you can use the feature analysis also to find correlation. All the top features which are shown here have a correlation. For example, global sales and other sales have a high correlation. And you can verify this with a scatter plot between global sales and other sales. And here we see that as the global sales is increasing, the other sales is also increasing. Now, the interesting fact about dimensionality reduction is that you can also find non-correlation. Now let us take the extreme ends of the feature importance of dimension 1. You can see that Japan sales on one end and the platform Xbox on the other end. And this means that Japan sales and the platform Xbox One are not correlated. In other words, Xbox One doesn't sell well in Japan. And let us see this using a scatter plot. Here on the y-axis you have the Japan sales and the color of the dots corresponds to the platform. And let me now just highlight the Xbox One games by removing the others. And here you'll see that Xbox One games are all situated at the bottom, indicating that they are not well sold in Japan. And this is evident as Japan is more of a PlayStation country than an Xbox One country. So my friends, till now we have done a 2D visual, we have done outlier analysis, we have done correlation analysis, as well as we have done a non-correlation analysis. Now let us see on how we can do clustering analysis. And for this, we are going to use another dimensionality reduction technique called TSNE, T-S-N-E. And I'm going to go and select all the columns, but wait, here I'm going to reveal a secret. Don't select all the columns, but use the output of PCA to intelligently select the columns. In the feature importance analysis of the PCA, there are columns which correspond to the game names and the publishers which do not have a very high value. And this means that they are not very important for dimensionality reduction. So let us select all the columns except the game name and the publisher. And here we will reduce the data to 2 dimensions. So I will enter 2 here. I will make some other settings and let me now execute. Right, so here we obtain the results. And you can see that the data is nicely organized into clusters. And each cluster corresponds to a platform. For example, this is the PS4 cluster. This is the 3DS cluster. And this is the PC games cluster. Alright my friends, so in this video we have used dimensionality reduction technique to do some cutting edge data analysis, and hopefully you have enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, like and comment, and see you soon in another exciting demo video.